Welcome to Updates with Precious. As usual, it is sweet my belly to bring in a tap them with the hot for inside Nigeria. So quickly, some kind things is up for inside Nigeria. So make I just on a sharp version before I move into other things and before I see you now in the evening. Well, joining me today inside my studio, I will let you know who. But joining me in the studio, make I just go come and tell you. Dr. Omoshola Deji. Dr. Omoshola Deji, a doctor of political science. Him a guy with sabi when they get to do with politics. Well. So, Dr. Deji, thank you so much and welcome. Dr. Deji will be looking at some matters today. First one, your former president, President Muhammadu Buhari, he talks, say, hey, all politicians for Nigeria are supposed to copy and they suppose they like him. Why? Say because of say he no corrupt at all. Say him and corruption, they be like this. They not be friends. Say he no they corrupt at all because the same number of cows when carry enter inside government, that the same number of cows when they use come up for government. So because of that, he's a very sincere person. As a matter of fact, politicians them supposed copy him. You know, you can say the likes of his accountant general with for 109 billion. Say the likes of any other politicians, they say they're supposed to copy and they're supposed to like him. That matter they grant. Plus, including your brother, our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Bola say him be very detribalized Nigerian. Say nobody way they unbiased like him. Say because he no carry people for mind at all. Say all the appointments just this. In fact, say he give North 71 appointments and South only 63. Say even please Northerners pass himself. Say because of that, he be very, very good Nigerian and very good president. When no they pay attention to tribe. Say tribe, him and tribal thing. Say they need to work at the same line. Say he no they tribalistic at all. Plus the what did they call him? The military administrator for River State don't they under fire, as he be say they destroyed the electoral commission for inside the state, plus including the one where he say he go appoints local government people, defiling court order. This matter they now go attend to. Oh yeah, we could begin to answer that one by one. Make I enter inside the former president go sharp. So President Muhammadu Buhari, he don't tell Nigerians, say all Nigerian political leaders, them make them they like him. They should be take the example where he say he gets, or the example where he don't put in place of not gathering wealth, adding leftover. In fact, I say he can't add say he leave office with the same assets where he say income inside office. You know, say income inside office with particular number of cows. Those cows no born again. Those cows no add additional ones. Some no die for 8 years. The cows remain the same. They change yet not. I don't want to say like our Lord Jesus. I be like our Father. All right. So for inside a statement, ABC spokesperson Garba Shehu released, he said yesterday, Wednesday, Mr. Buhari talked this call. Say he made the call when he say he hosts some governors and elect governors who they elected on the platform of the All Progressives Congress. They go pay a visit. Mr. Buhari advised the members of the Progressive Governors Forum, PGF, may they adopt a citizen-centered approach. When they like, and we be saying, pay attention to the citizens first before they think of himself. He can't say the leadership, saying leadership present both a challenge and opportunity that balances the two. That they say the balance, they significantly advance. Advance the progress of Nigeria very, very well. In fact, Mr. Buhari also say leaders should accord importance to the welfare of the people, like say in look at on our welfare first before you look at any other thing before themselves. He can't say he is offering his personal example of leaving office with the same physical assets we be saying gets as president before he enter office. Say in 2023, according to his post-presidential asset report, Mr. Buhari made a similar claim that his personal wealth stagnated for the 8 years he was in power. In salary, no buy him additional wealth. Nothing happened. The former president, the cry, saying he has set upon assuming office for 2015, no, say he no change. Say he no change at all. Say the things not the same thing till now. Border Deji, let's attend to this matter. What do you think about waiting your former president's talk?
Okay. I don't know. Can you hear me loud and clear there?
Very well, crystal clear. But your camera is free.
Okay, good. Because I don't know whether it's my network or your network. But if you can hear me loud and clear, let me just proceed. First,
I can hear you crystal clear.
The immediate past president, Muhammadu Buhari, what I think is, first, if you get to a stage in life you are beyond marketing. That's what I believe in. For instance, nobody will market Gary now. Gary has gotten to that stage. Nobody will market palm oil. Palm oil has gotten to that stage in the life of a man. And nobody will market water. So when you get to a stage of you being a former head of state, you being a former president, I think you are beyond the stage of marketing. Now, it is now demeaning when you are now beyond the stage of marketing, that ordinarily you are beyond the stage of marketing, that nobody is expected to market you. But the law of the law is that you are now marketing yourself. And that's where I have a bit of issue with Buhari, in the sense that Buhari likes to market himself. And there's something about Buhari, which is that he seems to have the trait of, when it comes to integrity, that he's the best, and maybe he coined the narrative, or maybe people coined the narrative, but Buhari has lived with that narrative that he is the best in terms of financial prudency. Well, I stand to be corrected, except the research is done. And even if a research is done, I'm sure that Buhari will not rank the best in terms of financial prudency amongst the people that have led Nigeria. And the reason why I said so is that it was under Buhari that it was under Abacha that Buhari was Minister of Petroleum, something like that. Minister of Petroleum. Only for Abacha to die years later. And today, Nigeria is still receiving alert. And as at when Abacha stole that money, Nigeria was operating a monoproduct economy dependent on oil. What that means is that Abacha would have gotten most of those loot from the oil in the Niger Delta. And the person that propagates himself as Mr. Integrity is the one that was the Minister of Petroleum, superintending over the oil and gas resources of Nigeria at the time. So there's this kind of smoke screen. If you look Buhari beyond the surface, you will see that the integrity is really not there. If time had permitted me, I would have given you like 4 or 5 examples, but let me just give you like 2 for the sake of my lovely viewers. Which is that, for instance, when Buhari became the president, he was screaming the fight against corruption in the so much so that anywhere you tune at that point in time, you'll be hearing corruption. You remember that after corruption, we moved to cow, Ruga, water resettlement bill, different kind of bill. This itself, they are intertwined points. But to start with that of corruption, towards the end of Buhari's tenure, did you hear any news or any braggadociousness about corruption? It just faded away, just like that. That is one. 2, water resources bill, right? The state are the one that owns the land. The federal government under Buhari wants to bring up this water resources bill in favor of the herdsmen. If not that Nigerian legislators then, because of the shege that herdsmen have done to them and the extreme nepotism of Buhari, if not that the southern legislators protested against it, that is how Buhari would have stylishly awarded the something to herdsmen. Now, Buhari that is claiming that he is a decent man, when Samuel Otom went to him, historically, the farmers have always suffered in the hands of the herdsmen, because the farmers seems to be a little bit calm in terms of their approach and orientation. The herdsmen, I don't know where they got their orientation from. They seem to be a little bit more radical than the farmers. And the farmers have always been persecuted. And one of the reasons is that the instrument of I'm trying to use whether trade or investment or business, or should I say instrument of occupation. The instrument of occupation of the farmer is static. It cannot be moved. It cannot be moved from one place to the other. It is static. It can only stay in a place. But the instrument of occupation of the farmer is a movable instrument. You can move cow from Sokoto to Maiduguri to Mina. So because the instrument of occupation of the farmer is static, that brings a problem. And at the end of the day, when Samuel Otom, the former governor, immediate past governor of Benue State, ran to Buhari, that my people are suffering. What did Buhari say? Buhari said they should accommodate them. Accommodate who?
People they should learn to live in peace with their neighbors.
So you see, my point is, anything that comes out from Buhari is not the truth. Buhari is one of the most greedy person that I've seen in the political sphere, that is another realm of analysis. If you permit me, I'll go into it. Is one of the most greedy that I've ever seen in terms of the political sphere.
How is he greedy? Because it will be very unfair that you say that and then not give us example.
Please, President, remind me about how is he greedy. I will answer you, but I need to give this point. The same Buhari that is propagating himself as a good man, they perpetuate coup. Buhari collected power. Do Mr. Integrity receive stolen things? When you perpetuate coup, you have stolen things. Government is a stolen property. Do Mr. Integrity, do they receive stolen things? And the Buhari boys came with, Buhari did not know part of the coup. Did you know the perpetrators of the coup were looking for, a man of integrity, so they gave it to him. You want to say that when Omo Sholadeji is alive, ill and healthy, and
then what role did the Diagbo? What role did the Diagbo even play in his administration? Let's go.
The point is that even if he is not part of the coup, as his boys will want to be propagating, do Mr. Integrity receive stolen things? Do men of integrity receive stolen things? Then Buhari said, he did not steal. People should emulate him. That is arrant nonsense. In the sense that you are not the one that will tell us that you did not steal. We will be the one that will look at you and say, this guy is worthy of emulation. Did Jonathan ask Nigerians to be praising him? Did Jonathan ask Nigerians to be praising him? It was Nigerians that discovered that Jonathan was worthy of being praised based on his sacrifice to Nigerian democracy by not going the way of the dogs and the baboon to be soaked in blood, as Buhari asserted. Nigerians deem it fit that Jonathan, for this reason, is an icon of democracy. Did Jonathan tell Nigerians to be praising him? No. So let us be. So this one that you are marketing yourself, you left Nigeria in a terrible state. Is it because your guy, but that Bola doesn't want to speak? I've said it before, and I'm saying it again. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu decide to speak today about the wrath of the Buhari government, about the atrocities that were committed by the Buhari cabal, Nigeria would just scatter. Everywhere would just scatter. Because Bola Ahmed Tinubu just decide to be politically correct. And I salute him for that political maturity. Although you would recall that I told you some time ago on your platform that Tinubu will pay for it. I said it. That this one that you are keeping quiet, Nigerians are seeing you as a bad person. Nigerians are not happy with you. The root cause of the problem is the Buhari government. You are choosing to be politically correct. You will pay for it. Now he's paying for it. El-Rufai has left him. Buhari's ex-ministers are planning to leave any moment from now. And I saw an article before I come on here that when the governors met Buhari wasn't affirmative that he would speak to his ex-ministers not to decamp from the Tinubu government. So the Tinubu boys now are in problem. You do not have a good relationship with the Nigerian people. You have suffered the Nigerian people. You didn't hold the Buhari boys to account. The Buhari boys are the one abusing you now. The Buhari boys are the one now orchestrating how to even sack you from government. You can see. So back to Buhari. Buhari should stop all this marketing, Mr. Integrity.
Okay, so how is he greedy? So make I remind you of that question. How is he greedy?
God bless you. God bless you. You see, look at it. Let us start from 1999 till date and follow through in this thing I want to say. Look at it around Nigeria, the political space. When governors, when they want to leave, they fight for whether they are to look at Yeye Bello of Kogi. When Yeye Bello was leaving the stage, he brought in, Olodo or Ododo, something like that. Their name sounds funny. I don't know why. Yaya is sounding like Yeye. Yaya is sounding like Yeye. Ododo is sounding like Olodo. All these funny names, but with full respect to them anyway. Now, when Yaya Bello was leaving, he brought in Ododo. He stuck his neck out for him. Look at Bayelsa State. When Sirakeji Skin was leaving, he brought in Doyediri. Although Doyediri failed, it was the misfortune of this guy.
Yes,
this guy.
Leon, I've been a lion.
Leon. It was the misfortune of that guy that brought that one about. Sirakeji Skin stood by him. If you look at across Nigeria, people fight to make sure that they retain or regain power. Now, let's go to the presidential level. Obasanjo, when he came into power and he was leaving, he fought tooth and nail to make sure that he installed Yaradua. He was going all around for Yaradua. He was at his best.
Umaru, are you
fact,
sick? Umaru, are you
Pardon?
sick? Umaru, are you sick? They say you're sick.
In fact, if not for Obasanjo, there's no way Yaradua would have been the president of Nigeria. But to the glory of God, Yaradua became the president. He died in office. Goodluck Jonathan came in. The absence of Yaradua made Obasanjo to still support Jonathan because the mantle of responsibility now fell on him. Right? He supported Jonathan. Jonathan won that first round of election. Now, during the second round with Buhari, Obasanjo wanted to be dictating to Jonathan. Jonathan had grown wings. Jonathan was the mumu boy when they were always holding meeting. I'm sure that as a journalist of Repu, you would have read it or come across it somewhere before that. When Jonathan was deputy governor, when they want to do meeting, Jonathan will come, the immediate past president, Goodluck Jonathan will come, we sit down somewhere. According to what I read, he will not say anything. Except when they ask for his contribution. So he always portrays himself as a very gentle, very calm guy.
And loyal guy.
Yes, and loyal guy. So Obasanjo thought that if I go and use the likes of James Ibori, all these these ones, they are wise, they are too sharp, their eye don't,
Remember that was after his fallout with Alamisia.
Exactly. Their eye don't open. So he decided to use Jonathan. And when Yaradua died, Obasanjo was still backing Jonathan. Not until Jonathan himself grew wings, he surrounded himself with a lot of people that gave him courage that, you cannot be boy you and all that. And they fell out. Now, when Jonathan lost the election, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has been the political striker that have been politically rugged, I used to say it and I'll keep saying it. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is almost zero when it comes to governance. If you are waiting for something substantial to come out of the Tinubu government in terms of governance, you are deceiving yourself. And the fact speaks for himself. And now we can trace his body language, approach to governance, features of his government. We can use different indices to mark it. So if you are looking out for Bola Ahmed Tinubu in terms of governance, you are deceiving yourself. But in terms of acquiring power, no, he's good at that. Whether the right way or to steal it, grab it, run away with it, any angle you want to bring, he's good at it. Bola Ahmed Tinubu stood by Muhammadu Buhari to make sure Buhari became the president. And Buhari gave the Tinubu boys an opportunity in his government. He appointed the likes of Kayode Fayemi, he appointed the likes of Aregbesola, he appointed the tax guy. There's one name then, that Buhari did not allow him to do second term. This FIRS guy, I've forgotten his name. He appointed some key Tinubu guys into some reasonable places. Now, but the only thing is that he didn't give Tinubu the opportunity to lord himself over him, as Tinubu always liked to do when he helps you to power. He did the same for Ambode, for Fashola. He even useless Dapo, the Eleyi of Ogun State, Governor Dapo Abiodun, the Eleyi, where he said, Eleyi Dapo. And at the end of it all, when Buhari was leaving, it was a payback time that the presidency that you have been
for
seeking,
the favor Tinubu did.
To use the word of Tinubu, Oshekini, Olule, Oshekeju, Olule, Otie television, he even cried on television, to use the word of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now you are leaving. Everything was done against the emergence of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Buhari wasn't there for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Buhari was literally nowhere to be found. And the fact speaks for itself. Should we talk about the Naira redesign? Should we talk about the primary? Should we talk about power shifting to the north? It was the northern governors that helped Tinubu, not Buhari. It was the northern governors at some point when Buhari wasn't affirmative in what would truly happen. The northern governors had to come out on their own and insist that power should go back to the south, led by people like El Rufai. Maybe El Rufai was thinking Tinubu would pick him as vice president. I don't know. But El Rufai was one of the people that was leading the crusade at that point in time, that power should leave the north and return to the south. So Buhari wasn't there at all. What am I trying to say? If people have done things for you, if you don't like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, perhaps you don't like him. It's okay, it's fine. But if you don't like Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but you like his political abracadabra, right? You like his money. And I was reading somewhere yesterday that Buhari's second term, that Bola Ahmed Tinubu allegedly spent up to 35 billion, which I think will be more than that.
Now wait to make bullion van back for house time.
For his second term to return, not the first term. You remember that during the primary of that first term, Muhammadu Buhari, he said he was broke. Atiku was the money bag. Kwakwanso was doing fine. Bola Ahmed Tinubu realized.
What are you saying? Then you're undermining Amechi's contribution.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu, yes. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I've seen the handwriting on the wall that if it doesn't match up, definitely this guy is going to lose the primary flat. The primary would have been literally won by Atiku. Bola Ahmed Tinubu fought Atiku naira for naira, dollar for dollar. So at the end of the day, when it was Bola Ahmed Tinubu's turn to now be president, somebody that you have benefited from, you now fail to reciprocate that gesture. So can we really call that person a good person in the true sense of it? So that's why I said Buhari is greedy. Buhari can be... Hello, are you there? Hello, are you there? Hello, are you there? Hello? Oh my God. Yes.
Dr. Deji, can you hear me? Hello, Dr. Deji. Hello, Dr. Deji. Dr. Deji,
yeah, your network. I don't know. Are you there?
It's crazy. It's crazy. In fact, today I cannot tell you what I went through because I'm tired of Nigeria. Honestly speaking, it's a matter for another day. But let's just manage to pull this through. I can hear you.
Okay. Are we live, right?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, we're live. So if we can quickly just jump in on Bola Ahmed Tinubu because of time, because we don't have time anymore.
I don't know where our listeners heard me to, but summarily, the point that I've given earlier shows that Buhari is a greedy man. Buhari only thinks about himself, and don't take my word for it. Just look around you. When immediately Buhari won his second term election, who did Buhari hustle for among the governors? I'm being empirical here. We are not kids when the election was being held. Everybody watching me was matured. Don't take my word for it. Just look or do a bit of research. How many of the governors did Buhari stuck out his neck for? Immediately he won the election, he just went back and started relaxing. That is him for you. So that's why I said politically Buhari is greedy, very greedy at that. So I don't agree with him marketing himself, and I've made the request before, and I hope that somebody will heed my request. I want a debate with a Buharist, a loyal Buharist. You know, I want a debate about all this, the integrity of Buhari and all that. I wish somebody can come and have a very intelligent debate with me as regards, you know, Buhari, his government, and, you know, some of the atrocities that was committed during this. Don't mistake me. I'm not saying Bola Ahmed Tinubu is perfect. No, Bola Ahmed Tinubu himself, you know, they are more like birds of the same feather. Because Tinubu himself cannot exonerate himself from the failures of Buhari. In fact, Tinubu deserved the failure that Buhari created for him. Because Tinubu knew Buhari before bringing him and forcing him on Nigeria.
Thank you, Dr. Deji. Let's quickly move into other conversation, please. So very quickly, I don't know if it's possible for you to check if your video can turn on. I don't know if the network can let you bring on your video, because I may record this conversation for future purpose. So very quickly, Can you hear me? So very quickly, Ali Ndume, senator from Borno State, 2 days ago had an interview in Channels Television where he did lambast the lopsided appointment of President Bola Tinubu. Say appointment, say so he did like this, he didn't want. Say 70% of our appointment go to Southwest, while the rest part of the country get to share the rest of the appointment. Say they say he no follow federal character at all. In fact, he said a lot of things. I don't know if you have time. I could just quickly play out some of the things he said so that you could fit here and by yourself. Those things when you talk.
The figures are there. You can look at the figures. I sent you one. I sent you figures. It's not that I'm just making accusations. And it's not that I'm saying, well, the president has no right to do that kind of thing. But there's a constitutional provision. Section 13, Section 14.3 of the Constitution is very, very clear. When you look at it vis-a-vis the appointments made so far,
hello, are you there?
And they are political appointments.
Yeah, am I audible now?
Appointments that are professional, so to say, like you can't appoint somebody who is not a soldier to become the chief of army staff, or you can't appoint somebody that is not a police to be the IG of police. And you can't appoint such persons once they don't get to, they are not qualified. But then, when you come to look at political appointments, the Constitution is very clear. And it's because to avoid such infractions that the Constitution, Section 14.3, clearly states that appointments, especially political appointments, should reflect the federal character. And that is not the case here. And all I'm saying is to call the attention of Mr. President to such infractions so that it can be corrected. Otherwise, these things can boomerang at a certain period of time. Right. It's not. And I know, as you rightly said, people look at me as somebody that is critical of the government. I have the right to do that in the first place. And in fact, that's why I'm in the National Assembly in the first place. Collectively, we are supposed to oversight the acts of Mr. President and point out some of these irregularities. Absolutely. That is what we swore to do. It's not personal. I think I have better personal relationship with most of these people that are talking about Tinubu. And I can say in the North, if you count, not up to 5 people that have close relationship with Mr. President, Ndume is one of them. But that does not stop me from speaking the truth and have obligation to do that, especially when all of us know that at the end of it all, each one of us will stand before God, and God will ask him to account for what he is responsible for. You understand? And that's why I'm saying this. And besides, we are all in this government. What will we tell our people? When you have these figures out, it's already viral, it's already in circulation. But you know what? From now, after this interview, those attack dogs or MAGA dogs will start attacking Ndume, not the message. And that's why we always get it right. It is not about Ndume or me being a senator. As a Nigerian, I have the right to voice out all these things. Not only that, I have the right to even protest. I have the right. That is guaranteed by the Constitution.
So, Dr. Deji, make I just come back to you very quickly because time no day again. You don't hear what's in Ali Ndume talk. He talk say, you don't even insinuate say the president attack dogs like Bayo Nanugadem and Sunday Diary we don't respond now. Say they come attacking character instead of them to look at the substance of waiting of waiting in the complaint we make. And true to it, Bayo Nanuga respond to him yesterday where he talked a lot of things yesterday. Yesterday, Ndume's latest outburst on TV is about so-called lopsided appointment by President Bola Tinubu, reeks of hypocrisy and selective perception. Norma, he talked that side. Then Sunday Diary today now, don't come out again, respond to Ndume talk, say Ndume, say if I say no president, they as fair as President Bola Tinubu because 71% of President Bola Tinubu appointments now to Northerners and 63% now to Southerners. So say even comot favor from Southerners, even do favor more to Northerners. In fact, he say the breakdown of the 134 federal appointments that has shown that the president appointed 71 Northerners and 63 Southerners. I would like to take your.
Okay. Hello, are you there? Hello, are you there? Hello, are you there? First, I think.
Yes, I am. Go ahead. Go ahead, Dr. Deji.
Okay. Okay. You see, what I think as regards the 71% going to the north is that it is true and it is false. In the sense that 71%, you can say 71% goes to the north, but when you say 71%, first we need to look at the important slots, the key slots. You know, there are some positions that they are the lifeline of the nation. There are some positions that, in fact, you having authority over those positions and those agencies is what make you president. If you lose authority over those agencies, you are gone, which is the police, the DSS, the military. Then, because Nigeria is is a corruption-ridden society, you practically need the EFCC also as an attack dog to be able to scare your opponent. So it has become necessary that you need the EFCC as well. If you look at this,
you need the customs, because if you look at all the agencies, customs, so immigration, FIRS, that is FIRS, so tax collection in terms of tax collection, police, army, finance,
yes. So,
in terms of Ministry of Finance, all of these people,
exactly.
and Southwesterners. And in terms of appointment, do you think, really, from your opinion, that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration has balanced his appointments?
That's what I'm saying, that if you look at it well, you will see that it is not about 71% or it's not about 71% or 66%. It is about the value of the key appointment. We need to first of all look at what are the key appointments in Nigeria. What Oshiomhole call the juicy positions. So which positions are the juicy positions? Which positions are, the position of importance and substance? You pick the governor of the CBN, you pick the DSS, you pick the police, you pick the army, and you pick some of these critical agencies. Most of these critical agencies, all of them, or should I say majority of them, are being headed by the Yorubas, or should I say people from the South. So it's not about 71%. No, we'll be doing justice to that. And that's why I pity Nigerians. You need to be very intelligent before you can match people like Reno Omokri. I saw this thing that you posed. It was Reno Omokri that came up with that argument, and he listed all the something. Now, Reno made a mistake. And that is why, you see, sometimes, maybe if Nigerians don't know you well, they won't appreciate the depth of your knowledge. And that's why I look forward to a debate with somebody like Reno Omokri. Even on this 71%, somebody should send him my invite. Maybe you'll be the host of that debate. Because it is, like I said, one, it is about the substance of the appointment. Number two, if you look at the whole appointment very well, Bola Ahmed Tinubu tried to be clever, but then he wasn't completely clever in the sense that there are,
how?
You can say that, for instance, you can say Kwara. You can say Kwara is the north, right? You can say Kwara, Iloni rather, Kwara, Iloni is in the north. But you know that there are larger percentage of people in Iloni that are largely Yorubas. You know that the Iloni, by geographical expression,
so he appoints of Kwara State, like that of NNPC. Wait, see, after all,
yes,
the NNPC was not but meanwhile,
yes, I'm coming, ma.
Okay.
By geographical expression, current geographical expression, Kwara people are Northerners, but ancestrally, they are Yorubas. Majority of them. Yes. They still speak Yoruba. They eat Yoruba food. They believe in the Yoruba culture. So the origin of their ancestry is in the Yoruba land. It's just like Chinese that are in Singapore, Chinese that are in Malaysia. No matter how they live in Singapore, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Bangladesh, some of these Southeast Asian countries, when you see them, even though some of them have not stepped their foot on China before, this is a Chinese man. That is how it is for some of these Iloni people. So what Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done, which Reno have failed to point out, and some Nigerians that choose to be clever by half, have either not been able to identify, is that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is now playing the geographical expression versus ancestral game, which is that if we go and pick somebody from Kwara and he will say, oh, he's a Northerner by geographical expression, whereas that person is bearing a Yoruba name, that person is ancestrally Yoruba. In fact, that person is more Yoruba than being a Northerner. That person doesn't even hear whether Hausa or Fufude or any of this northern language. What that person hear is Yoruba. So he will pick that person, give that person a sensitive post and say, oh, it is Northerner. So for us to get the true equation, of the Northerners, we will not only use the geographical expression of Nigeria that Reno Omokri have used, we also have to use the ancestral origin. As I have, please bring Reno to this platform. I need some debate. I don't like talking this kind of thing alone, you know, because it's not yet to defend himself. So we need to move from the Nigerian geographical expression.
Your brother Sunday Dare, I talk this particular one. Now Sunday Dare talk this particular one. Even though Sunday Dare
drag Sunday Dare here. Hello, are you there? Hello, are you there?
Yes, Dr. Deji. Yes, Dr. Deji, go ahead.
Now, Sunday Dare, if it's possible for you to drag him here, because we need to not look at the appointment of those people based on their geographical expression. Let us look at it from their ancestral origin. Let us do a holistic research of their person, their personality, their orientation, their cultural values. You see that some. Let me give you another example. How Bola Ahmed Tinubu is trying to be clever. But if you are smart, you will see the thin line. For instance, this immigration lady, Kemi Naptap or something like that. Kemi something. Kemi is Yoruba. She married somebody from Plateau State, right? Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when he wants to appoint her, they said Kemi is a Northerner. See, I don't like to speak in vacuum. That's why I said that Reno Omokri, I give it to him. He's an intelligent guy, especially when it comes to spinning. And you see, I pity all these obedient people. I don't know what they are using their life to do. With profound respect to them. There are some of the things that Reno Omokri dish out that when you read it, just mere looking at it and you are reading it, if you are good in this game, if you are good in politics, if you are an authority in politics, governance, and you are a thoroughbred, I'm not talking of half-baked, I'm not talking of people that go and buy certificate. If you are a thoroughbred to a political scientist or social scientist, from reading it, you would have been picking out the lines. You would have been picking it out, saying, no. But most of his arguments just go untackled. So, and I begin to ask myself, you people that usually call yourself obedient, LUP, 75, where is all of you? Is there nobody that can always address what this guy is always dishing out? So it is not about you saying 71. No, that's a layman argument. Let's go deeper. You know, that same Kemi, now, tomorrow, if she wants to contest, they will say, oh, she's not from Ogun State or Oyo State.
They need to live up to the expectation.
She'll now say, oh, she's not from Oyo or Ogun State or something. Just like... Hello, are you there? Hello, are you there?
Dr. Deji, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Dr. Deji? Hello, Dr. Deji. I'm so terribly sorry for the network issue. It's really awful today. Hello, can you hear me, Dr. Deji? Hello? Hello.
The figures are there. You can look at the figures. I sent you one. I sent you figures. It's not that I'm just making accusations. And it's not that I'm saying, well, the president has no right to do that kind of thing. But there's a constitutional provision. Section 14.3 of the Constitution is very, very clear. When you look at it vis-a-vis the appointments made so far, and they are political appointments, if you are appointments that are professional, so to say, like you can't appoint somebody who is not a soldier to become the chief of army staff, or you can't appoint somebody that is not a police to be the IG of police. And you can't appoint such persons once they don't get to, they are not qualified. But then, when you come to look at political appointments, the Constitution is very clear. And it's because to avoid such infractions that the Constitution Section 14.3 clearly states that appointments, especially political appointments, should reflect the federal character. And that is not the case here. And all I'm saying is to call the attention of Mr. President to such infractions so that it can be corrected. Otherwise, these things can boomerang at a certain period of time. It's not.
Say thank you to you, and I hope that I revisit this matter later today in the evening when I'll go live to my fiber subscribers and get to strengthen my network. I'd like to apologize to you. Patience.